Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The rhythmic sound of our footsteps echoes through the hotel lobby as Karen and I stride in, bags slung over our shoulders, muscles taut from the day's training. As professional athletes, we're used to this routine: the travels, the competitions, the temporary homes in countless hotels. Our life is a whirlwind of movement, a dance of precision and endurance. Karen has always been my partner in this dance, on and off the track. Her auburn hair sways with each step, and she gives me a playful nudge. "Looks like we're in for another adventure," she says, her voice light with excitement. I smile, feeling a warmth in my chest. "Always are, aren't we?" At the reception desk, the clerk hands us our key cards. "Room 304 and 305, she announces, sliding the cards across the counter. I frown slightly. "We booked a double room." Karen tilts her head, giving a casual shrug. "Maybe they made a mistake. We'll sort it out tomorrow." Her nonchalance soothes my initial irritation. We've had mix-ups before, and they've always been resolved without much fuss. We make our way to the elevator, and once inside, I press the button for the third floor. The doors close, and the familiar hum of the elevator fills the silence between us. We reach our rooms and Karen kisses me quickly before disappearing into hers. "See you in a bit, love. I need a shower." "Yeah, me too," I reply, watching the door close behind her. I enter my own room, the air cool and sterile, just like every other hotel room. I toss my bag onto the bed and head to the bathroom, the promise of hot water a welcome relief. After a quick shower, I feel more like myself. I change into some casual clothes and head out to find Karen. We usually spend our evenings together, discussing the day's training, planning strategies, and just enjoying each other's company. Knocking on her door, I wait, but there's no answer. I try again, louder this time. Still nothing. With a frown, I pull out my phone and call her. "Hey, where are you?" I ask when she picks up. "Just went down to the lounge for a bit." "I'll be back soon," she replies. "Okay, I'll meet you there." The lounge is busy, filled with other athletes and coaches. I spot Karen at a corner table, deep in conversation with a group of runners from another team. She waves me over, and I join them, the conversation shifting to the upcoming competition. As the evening progresses, I can't shake a nagging feeling of unease. Karen seems a bit distant, her laughter not quite reaching her eyes. I chalk it up to pre-competition nerves and try to push the thoughts aside. The next morning, our schedules diverge. Karen's training is in one gym, mine in another. We part with a quick kiss, promising to meet for lunch. Training is intense, a blur of drills and sprints. My muscles burn, but it's a familiar and welcome pain. After training, I head back to the hotel, my mind on a hot shower and a good meal. As I near the lobby, I bump into Lisa, a sprinter I've known for years. She's part of the same circuit, and we've always had a friendly rapport. "Hey, Tom," she calls out, smiling broadly. "How's it going?" "Good, good. Just finished training." "How about you?" "Same here. Just finished up a session." "Hey, I was looking for Karen earlier. She didn't show up for training. Everything all right?" My heart skips a beat. "She didn't go to training." Lisa shakes her head. "Not that I saw. Maybe she went to a different gym." "Yeah, maybe," I reply, forcing a smile. "Thanks, Lisa." As I walk away, a seed of doubt plants itself in my mind. Karen never misses training. Something feels off, but I try to brush it aside. Maybe there was a mix-up with the schedule, or she wasn't feeling well. Back in my room, I shower quickly and head to Karen's room. I knock, but again there's no answer. I call her, and this time, it goes straight to voicemail. My unease grows, gnawing at the edges of my thoughts. That evening, we meet for dinner, and I can't help but ask, "Why didn't you go to training today?" Karen looks up from her plate, her expression momentarily blank before she smiles. "Oh, I wasn't feeling great this morning. Decided to take it easy." I nod slowly, not entirely convinced. "You should have told me. I was worried." "I'm sorry, Tom. I didn't want to bother you. I'm fine now, really." Her words are reassuring, but the unease remains. We finish dinner and head to our respective rooms. Lying in bed, I stare at the ceiling, thoughts churning. What if something more is going on? The next day, I decide to keep an eye out. After training, instead of heading straight to my room, I wander the hotel. As I pass by Karen's room, I notice the door slightly ajar. My heart pounds in my chest as I approach quietly. I hear voices inside, Karen's and Aman's. My gut twists painfully. I back away, my mind racing. Was she really cheating on me? The thought is almost too much to bear. As I head back to my room, a plan starts to form. I need to know the truth, and I'll do whatever it takes to find out. Chapter 2 will delve deeper into the unraveling of my trust and the discovery that will change everything. But for now, the seed of doubt has been planted, and there's no turning back. The morning sun filters through the hotel curtains, casting a soft glow over the room. My mind is restless, replaying yesterday's events. Karen's unusual behavior and the voices from her room haunt me. I can't shake the feeling that something is terribly wrong. I get up, determined to confront Karen today. After dressing in my training gear, I head to the hotel's breakfast area, hoping to find her. The room buzzes with athletes and coaches, fueling up for the day ahead. I spot Karen sitting with our usual group, Mark, a fellow sprinter with an infectious laugh, and Jenna, a long-distance runner who's always been a close friend. Morning, I greet them, trying to keep my tone light. "Hey, Tom." Jenna waves me over, her bright smile a welcome sight. Karen looks up, her eyes meeting mine briefly before looking away. "Morning," she says, her voice strained. I take a seat, my eyes scanning her face for any sign of guilt. "How are you feeling today?" "Much better, thanks," she replies, avoiding my gaze. Mark nudges me playfully. "Ready for the big day, mate?" "Always," I say, forcing a smile. "You guys ready?" "Absolutely," Jenna chimes in. "We've got this." As we eat, I try to push aside my suspicions and focus on the competition. But every glance at Karen reminds me of the doubts gnawing at my mind. After breakfast, we all head to our respective training sessions. Karen and I part ways with a brief kiss, but there's an awkward tension between us. Training is intense, but my mind isn't fully in it. My coach, Mike, notices my distraction. "Tom, you okay? You seem off today." "Yeah, just a lot on my mind," I admit. He gives me a knowing look. "Anything you want to talk about?" "Not now, Mike. Maybe later." He nods, understanding. "All right, but remember, you need to stay focused." After training, I decide to take action. Instead of heading to my room, I make my way to Karen's. I stand outside her door, my heart pounding. Taking a deep breath, I knock. The door opens slightly, and I hear muffled voices inside. My heart sinks. I push the door open and step inside. Karen is there, sitting on the bed with her trainer, Jake. They both look up, startled. "Tom!" Karen exclaims, standing up quickly. "What are you doing here?" "I should be asking you that," I reply, my voice cold. "What's going on?" Jake stands up, raising his hands defensively. It's not what it looks like, Tom. We were just going over some strategies for the competition. Strategies? I scoff, my eyes narrowing. You expect me to believe that? Karen steps forward, her eyes pleading. Tom, please. It's nothing. You're overreacting. Overreacting. I repeat, my voice rising. I heard voices in here yesterday too. What am I supposed to think? Jake tries to intervene. Tom, listen. No, you listen, I cut him off. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to find out. I turn and leave the room, slamming the door behind me. My mind races as I head to the lobby. I need to talk to someone who might know more. I spot Lisa, the sprinter I talked to yesterday, chatting with a few other athletes. Lisa, I call out, approaching her. She turns, surprised. Hey, Tom. Everything okay? Not really, I admit. Can we talk? Sure, she says, leading me to a quieter corner. What's up? I take a deep breath, struggling to keep my emotions in check. I think Karen's cheating on me. I caught her with Jake in her room, and I heard voices yesterday too. Lisa's eyes widen. Oh, Tom, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Do you know anything about this? I ask, desperate for answers. She hesitates, then shakes her head. No, but I've heard rumors. People talking about Karen and Jake spending a lot of time together. My heart sinks further. Rumors? Yeah, but you know how these things are. It could be nothing. Or it could be something, I say, my voice grim. Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate it. Leaving Lisa, I feel a mix of anger and sadness. I need more proof. I decide to skip my afternoon training and head back to Karen's room. This time, I'll catch them in the act. I wait outside her door, tension building. Finally, I hear footsteps approaching. The door opens, and Jake steps out, looking around cautiously before walking away. I wait a few moments, then knock on the door. Karen answers, her face pale. Tom, what are you doing? I need to talk to you, I say, pushing past her into the room. What's this about? She asks, closing the door behind us. I know something's going on, Karen. You and Jake, it's not just about training, is it? She looks away, tears welling in her eyes. Tom, just tell me the truth, I plead, my voice breaking. I deserve that much. There's a long silence, then she finally speaks. It's true. Jake and we've been seeing each other. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I stagger back, struggling to breathe. How could you do this to me? After everything we've been through. I'm sorry, she whispers, tears streaming down her face. I didn't mean for it to happen. Sorry doesn't cut it, Karen, I say, my voice filled with anger and betrayal. You've destroyed everything. I leave the room, my heart shattered. As I walk away, a plan begins to form in my mind. I'll make them pay for this. Both of them. They've ruined my life, and I won't let them get away with it. The seed of doubt has grown into a full-blown storm of betrayal and revenge. And I'm ready to unleash it. The sound of my own footsteps echoes through the hotel corridor as I march away from Karen's room, my heart a storm of anger and betrayal. My mind churns with thoughts of vengeance, each one darker than the last. I need to find a way to make Karen and Jake pay for their deceit. As I reach the elevator, I pull out my phone and scroll through my contacts, landing on the name of someone who might be able to help. Tim is an old friend from the circuit, a seasoned competitor who's seen his share of drama. If anyone can offer advice, it's him. I dial his number, my hand shaking slightly. After a few rings, he picks up. "Tom, what's up?" Tim's voice is cheerful, unaware of the storm brewing on my end. "Hey, Tim. Can we talk?" "It's important," I say, trying to keep my voice steady. "Sure, man. What's going on?" "Not over the phone. Can we meet in the lobby?" "Yeah, give me 10 minutes." I hang up and take a deep breath, trying to steady my racing heart. 10 minutes later, I spot Tim entering the lobby, his tall frame and confident stride a familiar sight. He waves when he sees me, his expression curious. "Hey, Tom. You look like you've seen a ghost," he says, taking a seat beside me. "It's worse than that," I reply, my voice low. "I need your help." Tim's eyes narrow with concern. "What happened?" I tell him everything, from the voices I heard in Karen's room to her confession. As I speak, Tim's expression hardens, his jaw clenching in anger. "That's messed up, man," he says when I finish. "I can't believe she'd do that to you." "Neither can I admit. But I'm not just going to let them get away with it. I need to do something." Tim leans back, thinking. "All right, what's the plan?" "I don't have one yet, I confess. But I need to hit them where it hurts. I need to ruin their reputations, their careers. They need to feel the pain they've caused me." Tim nods slowly. "Okay. We'll need to be smart about this. Gather evidence, make sure it's undeniable. We can't let them wiggle out of it." We spend the next hour brainstorming, coming up with ways to gather proof of Karen and Jake's affair. Tim suggests setting up a camera in Karen's room, capturing their interactions on tape. "It's risky, but it's the best option we have." "I'll get the equipment," Tim says, standing up. "You focus on keeping your cool. We can't afford any mistakes." "Thanks, Tim. I owe you. We're in this together, man. Just stay strong." As Tim leaves to get the camera, I head back to my room, my mind racing with thoughts of revenge. I spend the rest of the day training, trying to channel my anger into something productive. The gym is my sanctuary, the place where I can forget, if only for a little while. Later that night, Tim and I meet in the lobby again, a small bag in his hand. "Got the camera," he says, handing it to me. "It's small, easy to hide. Just make sure you place it where it can capture everything." I nod, taking the bag. "Thanks. I'll do it tonight. Be careful, Tom. If they catch you." "I know," I reply, my voice firm. "But this is the only way." We part ways, and I head up to Karen's floor. The hallway is quiet, the only sound the soft hum of the air conditioning. I approach her door, my heart pounding. Taking a deep breath, I knock softly. When there's no answer, I try the handle. It's unlocked. I slip inside, the room dark and silent. Moving quickly, I find a spot near the bed and hide the camera, making sure it's well concealed but with a clear view of the room. As I leave, I glance around one last time, making sure everything is in place. The next day, I go through my routine, pretending everything is normal. I see Karen and Jake during breakfast, their interactions careful and guarded. It's almost enough to make me doubt myself, but the memory of their betrayal keeps me focused. That evening, I retrieve the camera, my hands shaking with anticipation. In my room, I plug it into my laptop and watch the footage, my heart pounding. The grainy video shows Karen and Jake entering the room, their voices low but clear. As I watch, my anger boils over. The sight of them together, their intimacy, is a knife in my gut. But it's also the proof I need. I copy the footage to a USB drive, my mind racing with plans. The next morning, I seek out the head coach, Mr. Reynolds. He's a no-nonsense type, respected and feared by everyone on the circuit. If anyone can help me take them down, it's him. Mr. Reynolds, can I speak with you? I ask, catching him just after breakfast. He looks up, surprised. Tom, what is it? It's about Karen and Jake. I have something you need to see. He leads me to his office, closing the door behind us. What's this about, Tom? I hand him the USB drive. Just watch. As the video plays, Mr. Reynolds' expression darkens. When it ends, he turns to me, his eyes cold. This is serious, Tom. Are you sure about this? Yes, I reply, my voice steady. I can't let them get away with this. He nods, his jaw set. Leave it with me. I'll take care of it. As I leave his office, a sense of grim satisfaction settles over me. It's not over yet, but the first step has been taken. Karen and Jake's fates are now in Mr. Reynolds' hands, and I trust he'll do what's right. Back in my room, I feel a strange mix of emotions. Satisfaction, anger, and a deep sense of loss. The woman I loved has betrayed me, and now I'm on a path I never imagined. But there's no turning back. This is only the beginning of my revenge, and I'm prepared to see it through to the end. The days following my meeting with Mr. Reynolds are a blur of tension and anticipation. Every time I see Karen and Jake, my pulse quickens, and my mind races with the thought of what's to come. The competition looms closer, and the atmosphere is thick with both excitement and unease. The morning of the competition, I'm pacing in my room, unable to focus. Tim's been a steady presence, offering support and keeping me grounded. Today's the day, he says, clapping a hand on my shoulder. Are you ready? Yeah, I reply, though my voice lacks conviction. I just want this to be over. We head to the stadium, the energy palpable as athletes warm up and spectators fill the stands. I catch sight of Karen and Jake, their expressions tense. They've sensed something is wrong, but they don't know the full extent of what's coming. As I prepare for my event, Mr. Reynolds approaches me. Tom, can we talk for a moment? Sure, I say, following him to a quiet corner. He looks serious, his brow furrowed. I've reviewed the footage and spoken to Karen and Jake. There's more to this story than you know. My heart skips a beat. What do you mean? He sighs, folding his arms. Karen and Jake admit to having an affair, but there's something else. Karen's been under a lot of stress lately, and she didn't know how to tell you. Stress? About what? Her performance has been slipping, and she's been worried about letting you down. Jake's been helping her, not just as a coach but as a friend. Things got complicated, and they made a mistake. But there's no excuse for what they did. I process this information, my anger mixed with confusion. So, what happens now? Mr. Reynolds gives me a hard look. They're both being suspended. This competition is their last for a while. I hope you can find a way to move forward. I nod, feeling a strange mix of relief and sadness. Thanks, Mr. Reynolds. As he walks away, I spot Karen approaching. Her face is pale, her eyes red-rimmed. Tom, can we talk? I take a deep breath. All right. We find a quiet spot away from the crowd. She looks at me, her expression filled with regret. I'm so sorry, Tom. I never meant to hurt you. Why, Karen? Why didn't you just talk to me? Tears spill down her cheeks. I was scared. Scared of failing, scared of losing you. Jake was there, and I made a terrible mistake. I know I've lost your trust, and I don't expect you to forgive me. I run a hand through my hair, struggling with my emotions. I don't know if I can forgive you, Karen. But I need to understand why this happened. I've been under so much pressure, and I didn't know how to handle it. Jake offered support, and things got out of hand. I never wanted to betray you. Her words hang in the air, the weight of her confession pressing down on me. I can see the pain in her eyes, and it mirrors my own. What now? I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. I'm going to take some time away, figure things out. I need to get my head straight, she says, wiping her tears. I hope one day you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I nod slowly. I need time too. As Karen walks away, I feel a strange sense of closure. It's not the ending I imagined, but it's a step towards healing. I turn my focus back to the competition, determined to give it my all. The events pass in a blur of exertion and adrenaline. When it's finally my turn, I step onto the track, feeling the familiar rush of excitement. The starting gun fires, and I'm off, the world narrowing to the path ahead. I push myself to the limit, every muscle burning with effort. As I cross the finish line, I collapse, gasping for breath. The roar of the crowd fills my ears, and for a moment, I forget everything but the thrill of the race. Later, as the sun sets and the stadium begins to empty, I find Tim waiting for me. "You did great out there," he says, grinning. "Thanks," I reply, feeling a sense of accomplishment. I needed that. He claps me on the back. "You're going to be all right, Tom. This is just a bump in the road." "I know," I say, looking out at the empty track. "It's time to move forward." As we leave the stadium, I feel a strange sense of peace. The road ahead is uncertain, but I'm ready to face whatever comes. I've learned that trust can be broken, but it can also be rebuilt. And while the path to healing is long, I know I won't be walking it alone. Months pass, and I throw myself into training, focusing on my goals. The pain of Karen's betrayal fades, replaced by a determination to succeed. I stay in touch with Tim, whose unwavering support keeps me grounded. One day, as I'm preparing for another competition, I receive a message from Karen. "She's doing better," she says, "and she's working on herself. She hopes we can meet one day, to talk and perhaps start anew." I don't know what the future holds, but I'm ready to face it with an open heart. For now, I'm focused on my journey, knowing that each step brings me closer to my dreams. And as I stand on the starting line, ready to race once more, I know that this is just the beginning of a new chapter. The past is behind me, and the future is wide open, waiting for me to seize it.